What's good, y'all? It's your girl Wavy A and welcome back to my channel. So this video has been long awaited and now I can finally put this video out. And yes, I have locks. This is my real hair, y'all. This month of January, it's been a year since I've got locks. So I was like, let me go ahead and tell y'all how it happened, the whole Loc journey, and just my whole opinions and thoughts. And not me trying to convince y'all to get locks, but if you are a lazy hair girl, locks is the good way to go. I must say that. Today's the 25th of January, so yesterday is my 1-year anniversary of getting locks, and this is actually my first time getting a hairstyle. So I was like, you know what? Let me try a little something. And my loctician, she ate with this hairstyle. Like, look at this. Get into it with the texture. Get into it with my little half of pineapple, okay? I got locks because I was like, why not? I've tried almost every hairstyle you could think of, except for wigs and a sew-in, and I think a bob. So I was like, why not try locks, see if I like it, and if I don't, I could just cut it off and just start all over again. Surprisingly, I did not cut my locks. I didn't even dye my locks. I tend to dye my hair every single year, if not twice a year. So I have taken a break from dyeing my hair, so who knows when I will actually get to dye my hair. But if I do happen to dye my hair, I will probably dye my locks in May, since that's my birthday month. So who knows, we might get a little something, you know what I'm saying? But I am really enjoying the process of this. I will say this though, this is totally different from the regular natural hair. I will say this, I've had a fade, I've had my natural curls, I've had a perm, braids, okay? Yes I did. Yes I did. I've had box braids, kiki curls, I had a jerry curl, y'all. Yes, a jerry curl. So back in 2023, actually, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of growing out my hair, because it was really hard to find someone to braid my hair, put in some box braids. I was really tired of just doing my own hair, because I did natural hair. I didn't have any perms at the time. I was just really trying to grow my hair back from having waves for so long. I basically had waves for about like 4 years. It was close to that 5th year mark, y'all. But I was like, you know what? Let me chill out. Let me just grow my hair back, see what else I could do with my natural hair. And I figured, why not locks? I always wanted to try it. I had faux locks before and I really loved it. And so I was like, why not grow my own? And if I don't want them anymore, I could just cut them and reattach them whenever I feel like. I got started with my locks in 2024. I found someone to start them, which was the biggest thing for me. I wanted my locks to be started right. I did not want it to be someone who didn't know what they were doing, playing with my hair. I did the comb coil. So as you can see, some of it is not locking at the end, but some of them are actually locking up. But I will show you guys the back of my head real quick so you guys can kind of see what the back looks like. So I hope I'm in view, but this is how it looks. So I'm like, we get some length. Start off with comb coils. I do wish I started off with the 2-strand twist, because they just look so nice and juicy, but comb coils still ease down. I did start off with really small parts, but over time I just combined some of them, because some of my locks on the side here, they were getting a little bit thin, and I was like, we don't need to have little bald spot patches on the side of my head. How do I maintain my locks? So I wash my hair probably about every 2 weeks, so necessarily twice a month. Yes, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, but everyone's hair is different, everyone's scalp is different, everyone's hair texture is different. So I have 4C hair or 4B hair, and I noticed that if I wash my hair once a month, it's not gonna cut it. So I was like, I gotta do it twice a month. Even when I do have my styles in, I am going to be washing my hair. But my loctician, she does wash my hair every time I get a retwist by her, so thank you. Moisturize your locks, okay? I don't care if you gotta get some spritz with some rosemary, some rose water, something. You need to be misting your locks, because you need to retain that moisture. You do not want to have your locks feeling dry and feeling rough, because that's not cute. I do use vitamin E oil and I do use jojoba oil to actually moisturize my scalp, but it does not hurt to use Blue Magic hair grease. Yes, the blue kind, okay? The blue kind. I love that so much because it gets the job done. I mean, I've used it ever since I was a young kid, and it doesn't hurt. Like, the grease actually helps moisturize your hair. It makes your locks super soft. I do use a scalp scrubber to wash my hair, and I do use shampoo and conditioner. I do not use that pre-poo or that co-wash. That mess is just too gunky, and it does get into your locks, and that does make your hair turn white. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you get a very nice clarifying shampoo and a very hydrating conditioner. So I like to use As I Am products and Design Essentials for my hair when it comes to shampoos and conditioners. Those two products really do help with my hair in terms of my scalp care and the actual locks itself. I do make sure that when it's time for a wash day for my locks, I am thoroughly washing every single lock in my head. So I don't just scalp, scrub, all that. I don't do that. I make sure that I get every little bit of my locks, and I make sure that they are thoroughly cleansed afterwards. As for the drying process for my wash day, invest in a hooded dryer or a dryer cap that where you can attach it to your blow dryer. You can just place it on top of your head, and then it just circulates all that hot air to make sure that your locks does not get mildew or mold, because that's not cute. Like, you can do a wash and go with your hair, but that can cause mold, and that don't look nice on your locks because it will show. Like, you will see some people who just wash their hair and don't even dry it. They just let it air dry, and that's how you get actual mold in your locks. We don't need that. We don't want that. As to how many locks do I have, I honestly don't know. I forgot to even ask my loctician when she did my hair. I forgot how many locks I got. I mean, I think this is probably about 100. I don't know, because I did combine some locks together because some of them were just not locking correctly, so I had to combine it with some of my other hair that was just right next to it. Starter phase is very much humbling. I think I'm in the teenage phase. I'm not, you know, fully into the lock mode just yet, but starting off with my comb coils, child, it was humbling. The length was humbling, okay? Like, I'm used to having short hairstyles anyway, but when I got them comb coils for the first time, I was like, oh, who is this young lady? Like, why does my hair look like this? But I trusted the process, and the process trusted me, because look at it now. Look at my babies now. Oh yes, I love the fact that this does help you get more in tune with how you should take care of your hair. As for head wraps and do-rags, beanies, caps, those are going to be your best friend when it comes to those in-between days of getting your retwist or even just a starter phase. So if my hair was not looking up to par, or even just the way that I want it to be, I just get a head wrap and I go on about my day. I get my edges right, and I just keep it cool, and I keep it pushing with my head wrap. So I have probably about 20 head wraps with all different colors and patterns and whatnot. So those will help you out if you don't want to show your starter phase. But I feel like you should embrace the starter lock phase, because that is the phase where you're going to miss your hair the most. I'm telling you now, because I miss the little starter locks that I had, because they were so cute and small, and I love my hair texture, by the way. So it doesn't really matter what your hair texture is. You do want to make sure that it can lock in some type of shape or form, because, you know, not all hair types is made for locks. Y'all know who I'm talking about when it comes to people who get locks that ain't made for the hair, but as I digress. But what I'm saying is, you want to make sure that if you want to get the best locks that you can, do your research, like in terms of how you want them to start, in terms of the parting. I did get the brick part, like square. I didn't care for the half C or like the half moon or peacock type of parting. I didn't want a triangle parting, so I figured this parting of the squares was really nice, and it looks very much uniform. But I will say though, I was so close to getting sister locks or micro locks, but I realized how much time it takes for you to get a retie, and I was like, I can't do it. 3 hours to get my hair retied, I couldn't do it. So I'm really glad that I picked the comb coils, because it looks really nice overall. And the retwist, it takes about like an hour and a half, because I do got a small head, y'all. I got a little peanut head, but I think the reason why it takes like almost to 2 hours for my hair to get retwisted is because of how many locks that I have. But I wish I got a little bit less than 100 locks of starting off, because that way I could have just had some thicker locks. I mean, this type of size is really not bad, but I do wish that some of them were a little bit thicker than the others, but it's okay. I can always merge them together or crochet them together to make it look thicker, but I'm pretty much content with the size of my locks as of right now. I'm just ready to have a bust down middle part with my locks, okay? I do have a favorite lock though. It's actually this one. It's all the way in the back here, but this one is my favorite lock. I don't know why this one in particular is my favorite lock, but as you can see, it's doing its thing. It's thriving. It's thriving. So I do make sure that if I do have any type of dandruff or just, you know, really dry patches on my scalp, I make sure that I moisturize it with some peppermint oil or some castor oil. Those two really help because it's not too heavy on my locks or my scalp, and it does enable that hair growth. But overall, I don't really put any type of hair growth serum in my hair. I take my vitamins as normal. I make sure I drink plenty of water. And if your diet is trash when it comes to getting your locks, your hair will show that it's trash, okay? So make sure that you're eating healthy when you get your locks, because your locks really show how healthy you are, to be honest. I mean, you could be eating a bunch of junk and trash and you wonder why your hair ain't growing. Well, it's because what you eating. Like, come on now, let's be mindful of what we putting in our bodies. When it comes to looking at different hairstyles or different partings or different styles of how you want to do your locks, make sure you go on Pinterest. Pinterest is that girl when it comes to lock inspo. This is actually one of the inspos on Pinterest that my loctician has found. And also for different hair color for your locks, those are great inspirations to look up as well. So I'm really enjoying this process, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will make sure that if I do happen to dye my locks, I will document it. I will take you guys through the whole process of what I do and what color I chose. If you guys have locks yourselves, let me know how many locks you have, or wigs. Now don't get me wrong, I love some wigs, but I don't know if they look right on me. But let me know in the comments down below what is your favorite style of locks, and let me know if you guys happen to dye your hair. Please give me some suggestions on what color I should dye my locks, and I will see you guys next time.